What is up, everybody? It is Monday, May 17th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and there is mass anger, depression, fear, and saltiness in the market, but it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Before we get started, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Oh, let me open the right thing over here with the commenty stuff. 1 second. Yeah, there we go. Hey, guys. Hope you're all having a wonderful day, that you had a wonderful weekend. I spent my entire weekend in a massive bounce house with my kids for my son's second birthday. Didn't let the market get me down. But I will say, I'm not impervious to emotion. And I tweeted this earlier, but about an hour, 2 hours ago, I hit the old Blockfolio refresh. Bad idea. I looked at the Bitcoin chart and I literally thought, are you fucking serious? Not kidding. That was the thought that came into my mind. I was like, you fucking serious? You kidding? It's a joke. Listen, I've been doing this a long time. If I'm starting to feel particularly emotional, we've got to be at least relatively close to the bottom, because my God, I almost got mad. I almost got mad about Bitcoin. And usually that's a pretty good bottom signal for me personally. And we saw it in the fear and greed index, which is a bit of a meme, but it was at like 60 or 70, pushing extreme greed like 5 or 6 days ago. And in one day, the one day that Elon Musk decided to tweet and apparently wrecked everyone's lives from one tweet about Tesla not accepting Bitcoin for cars that nobody was buying with Bitcoin because people aren't that stupid. Well, we went all the way to fear and now are pushing into extreme fear. And you don't need a fear and greed index to tell you that people are scared. All you have to do is go on Twitter and look at the emotionally unstable train wrecks of human beings that are hiding behind Pepe memes and freaking the fuck out about everything. Everything. And guys, the thing is, I want to say, act like you've been here before, but the bottom is, the truth is, a lot of people haven't been here before, and we should be sympathetic to that and to understand that, right? Because there's a lot of people who bought higher than this for the first time ever, and a lot of them were like my normal friends who finally I convinced to open an account, and now I'm getting the 100 texts and calls a day. So, bro, like, what's up with this crypto thing? Or, wow, man, you lost me a lot of money. Or I hate you. I hope that you go to hell and we're not friends anymore. You know, things like that. I have people who I haven't spoken to in 30 years hitting me up like on Facebook Messenger, as if I ever opened Facebook or would use Facebook Messenger, like, hey, bro, I heard you're like a crypto expert. I was following you on YouTube one day and I bought mad Bitcoin, bro. And they're mad. They're mad. People I don't know, have never talked to, they're mad. They're mad. And that's fine, because it is salt time on Twitter. It's like the Dead Sea out here. You know, you just throw your clothes off and you dive into Twitter and you just float. And you just float, because it's the Dead Sea. It's the saltiest place on earth. It's like the salt mines, and people are mad. And so, listen, guys, bottom line. Nothing, in my opinion, has fundamentally changed for Bitcoin where it is now. I don't think institutions are less interested. I don't think people are less interested. I think that this is a normal correction. We're at 35%. I want to see if I can find Peter Brandt's tweet while we're talking, because he showed the chart, which is a great chart. I'm going to see if I can pull it up here. Yeah, I found it. Hold up. Let me share my screen for a second. Just to give you guys some context, if you have been here before, see if we can see this. There we go. So this is magnitude and duration of bull market correction starting 2015 to 2017. He has this one at 32.5. It actually dropped to about 35-ish%, making it the biggest one since last year. 2015 bull market, 38. 41, 38, 37, 34, 41, 39, 30. This would be only the third smallest if it had been in that run. All of these were larger corrections than the one that we're currently seeing, right? The thing is, it just feels huge because 65,000 down to like 42,000 is a massive, massive gap, but it's really not as bad as it seems in that regard, right? This is definitely a normal correction. And we did one that was 30% just recently. The problem is this time we have an eccentric billionaire just pounding the paint on this. And I, for one, you should know, I don't believe that this is because of Elon Musk. I'm not even that mad at Elon Musk. I talked about this today. Like, I saw a poll, or people were trying to do a poll, like something or other, to get Elon Musk to sell all his Bitcoin. Because apparently now Elon Musk does not deserve to own Bitcoin. Tesla does not deserve to own Bitcoin, because how dare they question its environmental impact? One, of course, Bitcoin has an environmental impact. That's worth talking about, right? You shouldn't be triggered by any negative comment. And it's being dealt with. I don't think the environmental impact's a huge deal, because I've dug into it and I know that they're dealing with it. But like, yeah, okay, it's a valid point if they don't want to do it. He said they're not selling anything, and everyone just keeps triggering the dude, including that crypto whale guy who's like literally like the Randy Raccoon, the scammer from back in the day who stole everyone's money. We got billionaires responding to like literally like anonymous fake accounts. The world it's melting down. But Elon Musk does not drive the price of Bitcoin, and other institutions are not looking at him and thinking, wow, this very sane human being is what we want to follow when it comes to our reserve assets of the future, right? It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. This was a correction that was bound to happen. You want to know why? Because fucking Tom Brady has laser eyes. That's why. I mean, I guess it's good to finally see Tom Brady lose at something. For once, even though I'm sure he's holding and he'll win and make millions on it with his like vegan supermodel wife and all the other things. I mean, if I was screaming about the SHIB and Doge, I mean, this stuff is irrational. It's exuberant. It's a whole lot of people that don't understand the market coming in and speculating, thinking that they're going to make millions of dollars overnight, which some did, although they've probably lost most of it now. We saw this in 2017. So the question is, at what point does everyone go, yes, somebody said everyone has laser eyes. Yeah, but not Tom Brady, man. Not Tom Brady. Not Tom Brady. So listen, like, you know, it's just, this is what happens. You get to a point of irrational exuberance, and then those people get flushed out. The minute that they're finally depressed and capitulate, you get to see price go back up. So the question is, I have for you guys, you can answer over here. Like, anybody selling? Did anybody sell? I'm not hating on the supermodel wife. I'm just saying, people get jealous. They get jealous. Did anybody sell? I'm seeing it in the comments. Someone said sold all. And listen, like, hey, if you sold and you spaghetti hand it and whatever, like at 50, are you buying now? That's another question. When I felt a little bit sick today, for a few minutes, which coincidentally coincided, like I had Max Kaiser on the podcast saying like 5 minutes after I was feeling kind of weird about my portfolio. No correlation, I don't think. But so I bought some. Because I know enough that like when you're really trying, I'm not trying to buy a bottom. I'm investing. I bought at 48, I bought at 46, I bought in the 50s. No qualms here admitting it, right? But like, if you feel a little sick when you're buying, that's probably the right time, right? Right. And people are saying, hey, I'm averaging down. Well, I guess I'm averaging up. I'm still averaging up from a cost basis of like 10,000 or something. So I bought most of my Bitcoin at $3,000, $4,000, $1,800, I look sick because people are losing money. I hope I don't look sick. Do I look sick? This eye looks a little weird. A little sick. And here, I was waiting for this one. Scott Melker, is this correction related to the tax day in any way? I hadn't heard that narrative all year. We hear it every year. But yes, today is tax day in the United States. And imagine if you somehow didn't know you owed taxes until the very last day and found out exactly how much you owe today and then no, I don't think that's the reason. I don't think that's the reason. I don't think that that's logical. That could have been for the last week a part of it, but Americans are a small part of the market. And I think that most people who made a ton of money in Bitcoin this time around after 2017 were aware of their tax burden and probably managed that before. But anyways, let's look at it. Yeah, you literally bought it when it was 3K last year, so respect. I bought it at 4K last year, which was largely luck. I don't know if you guys have heard this story, but I always joke that my best trades are the ones when I'm sleeping. And I don't really trade much anymore, but my best trades are the ones when I was sleeping. And that day, it was March 11th, I guess, Bitcoin was crashing 9,000, 8,000, 7,000, 6,000. It sort of stabilized around 6,000. And we were going to bed. I was like, well, I'm going to throw some stink bids in this, like 4,000. I'm going to just throw in some bids. There's no way they fill. I woke up, 6-7 hours later, normal, whatever. And price was still like 6,100. I was like, oh God, thank God it didn't dump anymore. And then like an hour later, I realized I had filled at $4,000. Didn't even know because I didn't check and I didn't think, I went back to sleep. And when I finally got out of bed and looked at the chart, I was like, holy crap. And I was up 50%. I sold like half of that right away and took my earnings, but the rest of it I've been riding, and that's how the best trades happen, is when you're not trying to do it in real time and you just accept, you make a plan in advance, and if it fills, it fills. And that's what you do, Scott, would you recommend investing in Doge? There's no such thing as investing in Doge. I want to be very clear. Doge has no fundamental value. It has no inherent value. It has no intrinsic value. It has no actual utility. There are no Doge devs that Elon Musk is talking to because it's been a dead project for a very long time. It's all made up nonsense, really fun to gamble on, but Doge is not an investment. It's something you trade. Go ahead and trade it, but the words invest and Doge should never, ever, ever be used in the same sentence. CT bull influencers to be blamed, always buying the dips in 60K. Okay, well, that means I'm to blame for this drop. And I can tell you, I'm not shorting and I'm not selling. And I don't understand how people who decide to buy actively. So I've been buying, I've shown my buys, and you can see all of them. So how possibly can you blame influencers on crypto Twitter for moving a multi-trillion-dollar market? That is a dumb narrative. I'm sorry. And it's nobody's fault except for your own, what you did. But that would imply that everybody saw us talking about buying the dip and decided to sell, because selling makes price go down, not buying. Also, let's be honest, crypto Twitter has no influence on the crypto market. We can definitely get an understanding of what the sentiment is, but it's a bunch of people without that much money panicking in and out of positions. This is not being driven by crypto Twitter and influencers. It's being driven by whales who have billions of dollars worth of Bitcoins. So please talk about Cello and hard fork. I don't know anything about Cello or your hard fork. Thoughts on SHIB, complete shitcoin. Has no inherent value, just like Doge. Have fun gambling and trading it. Literally was the greatest top signal of all time, was even the existence of SHIB and it being rug pulled by a billionaire. Absolutely amazing. Sorry, I'm trying to look at your questions, but they're going really fast. It's the influencers dump the market on us. You guys will literally blame anybody but yourself for losing money. Take some personal responsibility. Take some personal responsibility. Somebody asked me if I invest in Ethereum. The answer is yes. Listen, I'm going to open a chart. Open up some charts here. I'm going to look at a naked Bitcoin chart and try to chart it as if we never seen it. Newsletter says to hold off on alts if they look tasty, DC down, or just wait. Listen, I think alts are fine if you're an investor to average down. And like I said in the newsletter as well, everything that I've posted so far on a Bitcoin pair still looks fine. Just not looking for new trades right now. Got to see what happens with the market. Let it chill. But anyways, hey, listen, let's look at a Bitcoin chart. Start on the monthly. I'm going to drink some of this coffee I'm going to mute the mic because I've had people get very triggered by my drinking style and the sound of the ice and my disrespect for humanity. And they think I like club baby seals because of the way that I drink coffee. That was refreshing. All right, let's start at the monthly. Yeah, maybe we should start at the yearly. Okay, look at that bearish chart, man. Look at it. That's the yearly Bitcoin chart on Coinbase. So this only goes back to 2014. We should have done this on Bitstamp. There was that one bad year. Looking pretty good. So monthly. I mean, seems like just a generally sort of parabolic advance to me. Let's see if we drew a channel here. Okay, it won't let me draw a channel on the monthly, unfortunately. The thing is tripping. But we have some obvious, very key levels, right? Previous all-time high. And I would say that the next clear level is the one where we're trading right now, 41,986.37. Clear top there. When we zoom in, you will remember that that's where we got rejected before the Elon Musk pump. You guys fucking loved him then. You loved him. You loved him. My God, I loved him. I'm not mad at Elon Musk. He's being a dick. He's being kind of an idiot, making a fool of himself. It's fine. Okay, so there we go. And so we have a hanging man here on the monthly. And listen, monthly candles really hard to trade on, since you know that candles can take 3 or 4 candles before they play out. So even if you get a reversal signal, be waiting until 2022 to see if it was accurate. But yeah, this technically looks pretty bad, right? Hanging man. A lot of people think that any candle with a wick down is bullish, but when it's up top like this, it's an indication that bulls were not able to advance the candle and that sellers stepped in and pushed it all the way down during that period. And now you can see that we have the follow through with a potential, it's only 14 days, in potential Chadwick McDuty face and big blue hideous candle. Weekly. Okay. I'm trying to do this as if I've never looked at it, which is very hard. I mean, we have a clear range breakdown, but we'll get into that. This looks kind of like it's rounding to the top, which is not ideal. You know, something like this, we talk about rounding bottoms. It's not ideal. Let's pull up RSI. RSI coming back down right to 50, which is where you expect it actually to bounce, right at the mid-range. So that to me should be bullish. This should be support. You can see it playing off over here, everything from like 52 to 48. So theoretically, we should actually see, I don't know why I did that. We should see some relief around the 50. We have made the trip from oversold to overbought, never got back to oversold, back to overbought. So again, you can now see even clearer. Let's look at that line, show it on the weekly. Weekly chart, really key level, right? Because this was weeks of consolidation. It took 4 weeks to break through that from Elon Musk. I remind you, hero to zero. Will he go back to hero? There's a rumor going around. I'm sure you guys heard that there's research funds that they're tracking Tesla's wallet, and that Tesla has bought $10,000 worth of Bitcoin in the last week. $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. Can you imagine if you find out that he's been buying this whole time? I'm not saying that's true. I don't believe anything that I hear ever about anything. But that's pretty intense. So if we're looking at it from a weekly perspective, I would say you also have a key level here, right? So like 38, and that lines up with a lot of things on other time frames. The weekly still doesn't look that bad to me here. This is a bad candle, but as I've pointed out and probably have open on other charts, but let's look at it. Here is the weekly since the dump in March. Terrible candle, price went up. Bad candle, price went up. Bad candle, price went up. This would have been your bad candle, price went up. Bad candle, price went up. And we've been ranging ever since. But what I find so interesting is this candle here, which was the doom, death, despair of February, same exact candle. Almost the exact same candle. Opened within a couple $100, closed within a couple $100, same exact down wick, same candle. That was not doom. This doesn't look great, but we're one day into the week and holding support. So I don't think it's as tragic as it appears. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, I see the rounding top vibe people have been talking about, certainly. And I would say that we had a very, very clear range. The bigger range actually is where we're kind of at now, here to here. But, if I was going to draw this right now, I would say, hey, don't mess with Bitcoin until it breaks that line, right? Can't use this yet because it could come all the way down here, but you're going to end up with a broadening descending wedge, which should eventually break to the upside. And I would say that, listen, yeah, we drew that support, but this is your last chance at an SFP. And this would be huge because this went all the way up to 58 and all the way back down to 42. I think that that is a pretty key line. This is the line from before. So this whole area is really strong support in theory. And this would be a bullish SFP, a breakdown. But then again, we talked about one of those here, and that happened. And yeah, that got you a bounce up to 52,000. Major move, but eventually gave in, right? But here are all the areas that we had. That one, never that one, and this one, where we had price sweeping the lows right here. And that bounced. It was a big, but that bounced, but that cleared out all of this demand and price nuked. So this is the last one right here. Let's make this line red or something. So, all right. And so if you're drawing demand here, this is the candle before the really big Musk pump, right? So what does that mean? Like, why do we look at this? Why would I draw this? How do we draw supply and demand zones? Well, when this happens in a market, both directions, same here. So this is your resistance one. People are placing orders or looking at areas, right? Like prices in here. Oh, I'm going to buy. And price goes absolutely mayhem and busts right out of that zone. Busts it. Just busting that right out of there. That means there's a lot of people still waiting to buy here. And people, what do we know about people? They're very stubborn. They'll leave their orders there. They'll watch that area. They'll go on Twitter and start screaming about how price has to come back down to that price, has to be retested. Usually it isn't. But when it is, this is where the demand is, right? So I think that 37 to 36. So I would not be surprised at this point to see one of these like really fast candles. And then that's where we rock it up. That's what I'd be looking for, in fact. Like I would definitely bid everywhere through here. This is where I become a passionate community member and start talking about my conviction and how much I believe in the asset long-term, no matter what the price is. I already say those things. Let's be real. Right now, it would be pretty dope to see it close above 43,016 on the daily, at least give us a chance of an SFP off of that candle right there. Because this is the bottom of this. This is a demand zone. Same thing, same thinking is this whole area. Right? With that being the bottom of it. So still hope here. Otherwise, start looking down here. Oh, I guess, no, that's not what I want to do. 4-hour chart. Don't know why that's pointed at. Going back to the daily, one more thing that was very clear. This, right? This was the high after this whole drop from the lows, and 3 candles in a row suffered and we're not able to break it before dumping down. Real bullishness now for me almost doesn't start until we're above that line, 59,000. Long way away right now. But that's reality. 4 hour, I mean, the good news is we now have price traveling, making lower lows and lower highs, which is a descending wedge, not an ascending, and technically becomes more bullish. Perfect, basically, right? So even if it comes down here, which could, you expect this to break to the upside, which would take you back to the highs around 51 to 52,000. So I think that's in play. Statistically, this should eventually break to the upside. If it was a bear flag, you would see something like this. It would have to be ascending. This is not a bear flag. It's also not a bull flag, which I've heard people call it. You have to be on top. It would be a bull flag if price, that didn't work, if price came into it like that, right? Right? It's got to be the American flag if it's bullish. God bless America. Take our jobs. That's all I can think of. The South Park, just everything. I like my mind resets to South Park quotes for all things in life. So yeah, I mean, that's generally my look at Bitcoin right now. I'm coming back over to the chat right now. I missed everything you guys were saying. Oh, well, I mean, obviously, like divergences. I mean, listen, they've had me buying since 48,000, so not ideal. Not ideal. Right? Yeah, there's bullish divergence here, but I always say it's a signal of bottoming, not necessarily the bottom. And they had a div here, a div here, a div here, a div here. They keep building. The problem is, to be real, this was a hidden bearish divergence, which canceled that bull div. No, I don't really count this little one, but that's a hidden bearish divergence, which could cancel the present bull div. Right? So it's all about watching what happens afterwards. But I do like the fact that we're consistently, no matter how price goes, we're getting more buying pressure. That's what RSI shows you. Same on the 6 hour. 6 hours has been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times oversold now. 12 hour hit oversold, no longer has bull div potential. And here's what I want. Listen, yes, I wanted this bull div, sure. I'd much rather get this close. Oh, sorry. I'd much rather get this daily close oversold finally. It's been since last March. This was the last time we had it. That was an anomaly how deep it went. I'd be looking for one of these, hopefully. If we get one of these, it'll be, that's if we go into the 38,000s, you know. But like we've been oversold, overbought so many times since being oversold last. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, all that, right? This is bear div after bear div after bear div. So let's see if we can get oversold and close there on the daily. We got so close this last time. That'll be my sign. Does your family actually have a farm? I'd like to know. Wyckoff is cool, but I don't know why it would be saying 33 specifically. I haven't seen that. Probably the most insulting thing for Bitcoin bulls right now would be that XRP is pumping. I mean, can you think of a mental anguish harder for people who like love Bitcoin than to see like XRP just sort of casually rising against Bitcoin when Bitcoin's having its worst correction in a year? Whew. That's the pain train, dude. I don't even know what I would even look at XRP now. But guys, and I've said this so many times, XRP did this, and ADA did it, then Ethereum did it, and that's not it. Then Litecoin did it, and now we just have lonely little EOS trying to do it, way behind, and TRX doing it. That's where I'd be looking if you're dying to get into one of these dinosaur altcoins. EOS and TRX are the ones that have lagged with that exact same pattern. But let's take a look at XRP. Broke out there, had my little alarm on it. Oh, it must be a weird Monday if I'm just randomly looking at XRP. That whole area is your main support at this point. Red is so triggering. I I've told you guys this, but I don't use red generally because it causes an emotional response. Green too. Green's the color of money. Makes you feel good. Nope. Blue and gray elicit zero emotion in me. I mean, XRP looks really good here because, like, this is not exactly technical, but this whole area is major resistance. It's breaking through. And the highest, oh, this is interesting. The highest daily close in years on XRP is here. That would be a really key level for it to break. Ladies and gentlemen, XRP looking good. That has got to have so many people triggered right now. Don't even know. Doge is a poop coin, lots of crap. Basically, if you were looking to get into crypto, this is the day, y'all. Listen, I bought, but you're going to have a hard time convincing some normie that right now is the time. Scott, I'm all in. Should I sell now and buy back when it drops to last all-time support, maybe 10, 14K? Do you mean like when it drops 10, 14K more, or when it drops to the price of 10 to 14K? Because, oh my God, that would be bad. I would never give you financial advice, but I can't imagine myself deciding that this was the moment to sell on support. Not saying it won't break. It won't break, bro. It won't break. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know that it's going down 10 to 14K more. And you know what's going to happen? This is what's going to happen. And this is not a price prediction, but when your mind tells you, I need to sell this now because I'm going to have the chance to buy lower, you sell it now and it goes straight up. And then you can't decide when to buy again because you keep feeling so bad that you sold below and you end up buying higher than the original buy that you just sold. That's what happens. Guys, I'm not going to take a bunch of alt requests because who cares right now? Who cares? I've seen this. Elon is testing the bulletproof vest and checking if it can absorb the bullets. Like, I've seen the narrative that Elon is doing on purpose to test Bitcoin. Guys, come on. I don't think so. I think Elon is just shitposting and is actually getting triggered by so much hate and anger towards him that every once in a while he's just like, fuck it, and responds on Twitter. I don't think there's some like master plan. It's not Pinky in the brain. What are we going to do today? Same thing we do every day. Try to take over the world. No, I don't think that's what's happening. I think these narratives about like what Elon is doing this and he's thinking that, and it's all this, that gives us so much more importance than we deserve. Elon Musk is worried about rockets. Hopefully he's worried about delivering my damn car. But I don't think he's sitting up late at night thinking, how can I manipulate the price of Bitcoin to make sure that Tesla has the favorable situation of nobody cares, doesn't care. Why? Yeah, Pinky in the fucking brain. Do you guys even Pinky in the brain? You guys know about that, right? I'm looking at your guys' comments. So, when will US stop printing US shitcoin? They're never going to stop printing dollars. They're never going to stop printing dollars. And that's my point, is like, the reason you buy Bitcoin is because you believe it's a hedge against inflation and you believe that central banks will continue to act badly. Did the price action in the last few weeks make you think that central banks are not going to behave badly? Like, nothing about the Bitcoin narrative has changed. That's the point that I keep trying to make. Like, if you were buying Bitcoin because you want to have a hedge in your portfolio, you still buy Bitcoin because you want to have a hedge in your portfolio, because they're not going to stop printing dollars. Man, I'm telling you, I talked to Max Kaiser today. That dude's like, whole world's dead in a year. Impressive. Conviction is next level on that guy. He's like, yeah, bro, Mad Max, let's go get Bitcoin. He thinks that the United States collapses in a year or two. This is a good question. Thoughts on the whole Tether narrative? So my first take, first of all, I've never bought into the Tether FUD because it's just managed to go this long. Like, It's not going to blow up now. I really don't believe that it's going to blow up now. But, we had this situation where everybody said Tether wasn't backed. Finally, they went ahead and put out a report for the New York Attorney General of what they were backed by. And the first takes were like, yeah, it's pretty good. Tether FUD, whatever. And then Caitlin Long, who is probably the smartest person in the crypto space and understands this side of it more than anyone. This is the woman who's changing the laws in Wyoming, who's starting the first crypto bank, and who is a Wall Street insider and was there forever and understands the banking industry in and out. She was basically like, it's not great. She's not saying it's going to blow up, but she's saying that it was basically like 70% backed by cash, but it's like cash-like substances. Kind of like it's backed by stevia, but not sugar, right? It's like cash, but she's like, it wasn't like AAA treasury bonds. It's like some cash stuff that's like cash that could be kind of crappy. And so basically Tether's taking some risks with the money, and that concerned her, but it didn't concern her that it was going to blow up. It concerned her that maybe it was bad enough that caused hedge funds, risk managers to say, hey, we need to de-risk just in case, meaning that they sold a little. And that's the real reason for the sell-off. I'm not particularly worried, but yes, if she was trying that stuff in New York, she would have quit by now. Absolutely. That's why she left New York. Podcast with Max probably next week. I'm actually at 4:00. I'm interviewing Tim Draper. Quite a day. Yeah, it was like 2.6% cash and then like 70% kind of cash. But listen, the New York Attorney General says it's fine. To me, that's fine. Do you expect new big companies to buy crypto during this dip and trigger a new rally? I expect them to buy this crypto during this dip. I'm not sure that it triggers a new rally per se. I know that that's vague, but that's kind of the answer. I think that big companies are just buying in general, slowly adding. I would not be surprised if Tesla's buying. I would not. Elon Musk doesn't hate Bitcoin. Elon Musk said there's some and this is what gets me. Like he said, hey, there's some environmental concerns. Tesla's not going to take them for buying cars, but we're not selling any Bitcoin. It's fine. And then we kind of blew up in his face and triggered him to get super pissed at Bitcoin and whatever. Should have left it there. Should have been like, you know what, man? We're going to solve that environmental problem. You guys are going to come back with strength. But no, we kept kicking the guy. It seems like an enemy you don't want to have. So whatever. Michael Saylor is buying, certainly. And he was buying at 55,000. He's buying at 55,000. Bitcoin vaxless versus Elon. Yeah, I think that's pretty true. Listen, I've said this. Like I've made so many jokes about how many people actually use Bitcoin to buy Tesla. Like 7, maybe like 6.5, and 1 kid. Like nobody's doing that. Nobody is going to do that. Listen, but yes, it would look like market manipulation, but it's not market manipulation for him to say we're not accepting Bitcoin for Teslas. That's not market manipulation. That's a corporate announcement. And people would say, hey, man, that's market manipulation. But like, is it? Elon Musk versus the people? Like, what's that court case look like? I don't know. Let me see. Didn't we just drop below the 21 MA for the first time in a bull market? This is the thing about MAs, in my humble opinion. Every time we get to some key level, somebody comes up with some new number for an MA that's right by price and uses that as like this important thing. Since when did 21 become some powerful and important number? And I've said this about the 21 MA in the past when all of a sudden everyone was talking about 21 MAs. Give you 21. Traders generally use like 50, 100, 200. Well, the 7.3 EMA says that price has to go from and it's been the support 19.7 out of 14.8 times since it tested 21. What the fuck is 21? Bitcoin can no longer drink because it's under 21. 21. 23 MA says that the 24 EMA coefficient of R squared podcast with CZ is coming out tomorrow, wherein he tells us that there are not Bitcoin outflows from exchanges. There have, in fact, been inflows from exchanges since the beginning of this bull run, and he has no idea what's talking about. Oh, 18, you can vote, so that MA must be really important. But I'm not saying 21 EMA was a joke. I'm just saying, why? Where does that come from? Elon Musk. Fuck was his name? Elon Musk? Elon Musk? What if his last name was Musk? Yes, they're based on fib levels. Like everything, I don't do I think Fibonacci levels and things like that work because they're areas that people look at and we're all looking at them. But I don't think that oh, bro, if you smoke the bong and you do the hits and you take a couple pills and you do the mushrooms and you can see Fibonacci spirals everywhere. I'm looking in this camera and the camera pattern is a Fibonacci spiral. And so price has to react with the levels where the spiral, dude, hippies. Fibonacci levels work because a bunch of people put orders in the same Fibonacci levels, right? So you can't just add a Fibonacci to everything. And I used to have this dude, I used to use these Fibonacci levels. I accidentally I didn't know how to use TradingView, and I think I copied his things wrong, and then I had all these Fibonacci MAs. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Somebody just told me I was off my tits. And then the next comment is that Elon's tits look weird. He's aging. I don't know. It's weird in the comments. It's weird over there. I can't blame you guys for being weird, though, because I'm kind of weird. I'm looking at stuff. The market is based off of emotions. Everyone looking at the same chart and then typically come to the same conclusion. That's correct. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Self-fulfilling prophecy is what TA is. And that is why it works. It doesn't work because aliens landed on your chart at the 61.8% fib in, area, whatever the hell, 51, whatever that area is where the aliens did the alien shit. And then Will Smith had to fly the fighter jet and go fight him. And then Dennis Quaid up into the middle of it. And then he landed, was Chevy Chase's brother-in-law on vacation or cousin, baby uncle. Dude, doesn't matter. None of that shit matters. We all buy and sell things at the same levels as everyone else because everybody else is looking at the same level. That Bitcoin conference in Florida is going to be awkward. Yes, I am going, but have not decided if I'm going, if you know what I mean. Might just hang out at the hotel. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be all these giga people, sort of this underlying vibe of COVID with a whole bunch of anonymous people that have talked shit to each other for 10 years on the internet. All not going to fight. I did not read the Ethereum report of the guy saying 150,000, but feed me that hopium, brother. Feed me that hopium. Have you used crop circle charts to trade? Not today. Not today. This dude's going to buy me a drink. Down. Oh, God, I can't keep up. Scott, is this the first double bottom we are seeing over the last few days? Let's talk about double bottoms. Okay. Let's just erase all this garbage. Hey, guys, Bitcoin's going up. It's pumping super hard, bro. 43,625. Prices we've never imagined. Okay, so if you're talking about, is this the first double bottom? I assume talking about this and this. Is that correct? Whoever, Shafiq Rajani, is that what you're looking at? Right. Okay, so I'm going to assume that that's what we're talking about. Okay, so it looks like we have two equal bottoms. First of all, this candle's not even closed, so it would be way too early to talk about that. Second of all, there are rules to technical analysis, and you just can't call something because you like it. For this to be a double bottom, confirmation of a double bottom comes with a break of the swing high between those two levels. This would not be a double bottom until breaking the all-time high at 65,000. Okay. Then you would buy it here on a retest of that and head up. And this would be your target. You can't even say the word double bottom until you break the swing high between them. Same with the double top with the swing low. So if this was a double bottom, we would have a target of, oh my God, 87,716. But we have to get above the all-time high before you can even think about a double bottom. So the answer is no, we do not have a double bottom on the Bitcoin chart. We have the idea that a double bottom could eventually happen if we broke the all-time high. Yeah, those guys are great traders. Great traders. Good traders. There seems to be a head and shoulders on the daily. Please have a look. Yeah, I've looked at it before. We can look at it again. It's weird head and shoulders because it's like ignoring that there were two shoulders because everyone was calling this a head and shoulders, and then the shoulder got higher than the head, and then this became the head and shoulders, right? But there's complex head and shoulders where you have more than one shoulder. That's not what I want. Which would be like this, but usually you have a shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder breakdown, not the two shoulders before. This more looks like a rounding top. But yes, this would be your head and shoulders with these being shoulder, head, shoulder. Kind of reminds me of the game Finger Head. You guys know that game? Finger Head? Poke, finger head. And finger head. If it was, depending on where you measure it from, something like this, I don't know. You would, oh, come on, what just happened? Somehow I ended up on MSG network chart. You would take basically, that's the depth from the head to the lowest point. You extrapolate that down to here, which would give us a target of 25,000. What usually happens in this situation when people are drawing them, also, like, you would want to see a lot. Well, head has okay volume. I don't know. I don't love it with the volume profile. You want to see big spikes in volume at the peaks and then coming through. Usually happens is this ends up closing right here and goes up. But you could call that a head and shoulders. It's just kind of weird with this fourth peak. Finger head. I think the right shoulder is at 30K. Yeah, lots of people are talking about Wyckoff distribution. Another catchphrase. Sorry, I'm looking at your questions. I mean, there's a good chance Facebook's buying Bitcoin, and we'll announce that pretty soon. Is Bitcoin going up, down, all around? What are we doing? 43.6. I'm rich, bitch. But I mean, listen, this would be, I'm not saying we stop here, but that's epic. If that happens, I mean, I'm not saying it's going to hold, but if it holds, oh my God, that is epic. Epic. Should we look at Ethereum? This guy does not know shit. We can all sit here and show a graph. Hey, TT, I have an idea for you. It's a good idea, I think. I think it's a good idea. You should go onto your YouTube channel. I'll let you now invite everyone here and see if they come with you. But for now, you're going into timeout. You've been removed for 5 minutes because I don't like you very much right now. I'm not saying I'm not saying that I broke up with you for a good reason. I'm just saying it's not me, it's you. It's not me, it's you, TT. You can invite everyone over to your channel, TT. TT is what kindergartners tell their teacher they need to do so they don't go in their pants. I need to TT. Got a TT. Let's find ETH. Ethereum. Ethereum looks ridiculous. Nothing wrong here. Look at that. Oh, I'm sorry we had to retrace after this parabolic move. Ethereum looks fine. That doesn't even look toppy, honestly. Just looks like a normal kind of retrace. I don't know. Going in on the 4 hour. Ethereum. I fucking love Ethereum. I'm going to have my maxi card pulled because I like Ethereum. I don't know, something like that. It's fine. Ethereum, as they say in London. Get me that Ethereum. It's a terrible British accent I just did. But Ethereum. And yeah, I mean, this whole area is support right here. And it's wicking through it over and over again. Wiccan. Like the witch people. It looks a little rounded toppy. And that's got a little head and shoulders vibe too. I don't know, man. Lots of volume. Most of it's green. I don't know. Ethereum kind of looks fine still to me. I don't know. I mean, look at that. How could you be upset? 77 where we're at now. It was at 82. It's barely even retraced against Bitcoin. Ethereum looks fine to me. Just looks fine. Ethereum. Yeah, there's a lot of people that speak like that. Uridium. Yeah, like I always like aluminum. It's aluminum. Aluminium. It's got an extra I. Aluminium. I used to trade stonks, and crypto's a lot more fun and actually matters. So that's why. Yeah, pin bar. The thing about the pin bars is we've had a lot of them lately, man. There it is right there, right? But I mean, this one, which I pointed out earlier on Twitter right before Bitcoin embarrassed me. Look at this. This is a beautiful hammer on the biggest volume we've had since over a month ago. This was a huge volume pin bar. I thought we'd go up from there. No. We went down. Big time. And that's the thing. A pin bar is great, but it has to be, or a hammer, whatever you want to call it, it has to be confirmed by the next candle. So if you bought here, you literally bought the top of this move because of that. So got to be careful. You need that next candle up. And even when you get it, sometimes bad. Candles can be real confusing, man. When will alt season begin? I think alt season kind of just ended for now, but it's been alt season since, like, I don't know, George Washington-ish. Aluminum. Yeah, dude, it's fun. It is FUD time. Unfortunately I talked to CZ like right after, but I pinged him and he was like, yeah, the aluminium. He was like, yeah, like some people were probably laundering money on Binance and we're helping the IRS figure it out. Cool. I did not stake ETH 2.0. I hold my Ethereum on Voyager because it basically gets the same rate and I can take it out anytime. Why is it that people let their steam off on crypto traders doing a technical analysis, but you don't see this happening to the hype mongers pushing shitcoins? Listen, it does happen. The thing is that there's this thing about humans where they don't like to blame themselves for things. And when they're emotional, they just want to get mad at someone. And I make myself a really good target and punching bag for that because I don't care and I can take it. So like, I'll be the dude like when everyone's depressed on Twitter, like triggering angry people because A, it gives me a gauge of how angry they are in the sentiment. And also like life's good, man. Things go up, things go down, then they go back up. But yeah, here's the thing about technical analysis. It's kind of a meme. It doesn't tell you the future. Like crystal ball, it's not a crystal ball. It's giving you an idea. So like, if you're going to, I guess, do technical analysis publicly, you have to be willing to take the reputational risk of being wrong and to lose your money being wrong. But you also are doing it for a bunch of people that should understand that you're probably going to be wrong and that it's a risk management tool. But most of them take it as gospel because they don't understand. And then they like to dunk on you when you're wrong. Like imagine dunking on someone for like making a guess. We're all just making guesses. So yeah, like those dudes you guys mentioned, like SC, he said it was going to go down. Shit went down. Good. Great. It's awesome. Was I wrong? I don't know. I care about being rich, not about being wrong. The worst thing you can worry about as a trader is being right or wrong. Worst thing. What is reverse? Like I put my thing down, flip it and reverse it. Is sharp and nip if I'm yep. Is sharp and nip if I'm yep. I don't know what that is. TA is astrology for bros, and I love it. And you know what? There's astrology that's TA for some bros because people are doing astrology. And Mercury is in retrograde and Venus is deeply penetrating the Earth's crust. And that means that Bitcoin is also in retrograde. Any impact of the monumental number of first-time investors aboard the crypto trade in 2021, more relative paper heads. Yeah, I'm sure. Paper heads. For the aluminium? What the fuck am I talking about? I don't know. Do you even know how to use a vowel? Lip-a-whiskey? Licks-a-whiskey. Licks-a-whiskey. Cornholio. What's up? Someone just told me Bitcoin's dropping hard. It's presently going up. I'm looking. Congratulations. Oh, I was on Apple News for a Business Insider. That was probably not the best thing that happened to me because that's what had all these people on Facebook being like, oh, bro, heard you had that good crypto. Can you tell me which of that good crypto? Like people I went to high school with and didn't even like in high school are like hitting me up on Facebook like I'm the neighborhood crack dealer. Like I'm, like out here just slinging, opening my trench coat, showing them that good XRP. We got that good Litecoin, son. Ooh, you're going to love this link. Hit a little bit of this link right here. Bro, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your silly money. Not going to tell you that. Any reviews on pending CME gaps? I don't know. Isn't there a CME gap everywhere on the chart at this point? I like Michelle Gill. I don't know who that is. I definitely don't like him and or her because fuck if I know. What's on the turntable these days? The last record that was on there was, you probably can't see it. Dr. Dre 2001. Still DRE. Dino coins. Pumping. Do you think Bitcoin will be able to recover back to its old point? I have no idea, but all I can say is it literally always has. You just got to zoom out and be patient. Elon apparently deleted his Tesla hasn't sold tweet. That may or may not be true, but I think everyone saw it. He was saying I look like Michael Gill, but I do not. But he said it was Michelle, M-I-C-H-E-L. It was not a Michael. I don't know. Emmy says I don't look like him, which means Michael Gill must be hideous. Hideous. You have a good evening too, Gareth Hobbs 5. People investing now are expecting insane percent returns in a short time and don't have the self-control to invest long term. That's correct. That's correct. And that's why we have retracements, because those people get absolutely punished, right? Ooh, my connection is unstable. If I'm on Wi-Fi, try plugging into my router. Bro, I'm not even on Wi-Fi. What are you talking about? My internet is tight. Yeah, this is correct. You don't buy something that you don't understand because somebody tells you that it's going to go up. And listen, we all did it. I did it with Bitcoin the first time. paid that price like everyone else to some degree, but SHIB, that's SHIB. SHIB. What is it? It's nothing. It's worth nothing. Why should I buy it? Yeah, bro, it's going to the moon. Why? Is there a podcast with Benjamin Minshew coming soon? I've had him on twice already, but sure, might do it again. He might be in Miami. We might link up down there. The famous Empire State Building pattern. Could you explain how we get a percentage of the Bitcoin and Ethereum that we own thinking long-term? I don't understand, like, what should the percentage be? I can tell you that Ethereum was starting to threaten Bitcoin as the largest percentage of my portfolio with the recent moves. But I think that those are both safe long-term investments if you're just new to the market. I don't know what we're talking about works with Matic, but Matic's absolutely incredible, saving my portfolio to some degree. There is not on every major time frame is there divergence yet. We have it confirmed over and over on the 4 and 6, 12, not looking so good. And the daily, I don't know. But if the daily does not get a bull div, it will go oversold, which is equally important. How can I mentally deal with corrections? Thank you in advance for your advice. It's a great question, guys. Because listen, it's fun to joke. It's fun to whatever. Even I told you earlier, I'm exhausted by this today. Today I hit this little wall for a minute. And I was like, man, it sucks. It sucks. Then you start doing if I had just sold, I would have this many millions more dollars. But you wouldn't have. You need to just take a break. You need to take a break. And listen, if everybody gets fatigued, but if you're really depressed or upset about it, it means that you're overexposed to the market. That's reality. It's kind of a joke to say, because you see it everywhere, don't invest what you can't afford to lose. I mean, how many people in this world can afford to lose anything? So it's kind of an obnoxious statement, although it's true, because almost everyone can't afford to lose money in the world. That's the reality. But you just need to disconnect, and you need to take a much longer approach and start thinking about, do I want to own this in 10 years? Is it worth the pain of watching my portfolio drop for a week, a month, 6 months? If I really believe that in 10 years, it'll change my life and go way up, I think it's worth it. So I think you really need to zoom out, take a deep breath, go to the gym, do something, but it's just the reality of the situation. And listen, I know everybody is overexposed to some degree. Everybody is. It really is. So, and listen, if you're underexposed, dips are exciting. I've been buying the dips. I'm not gonna say I'm enjoying it today. I definitely it was swallow a little vomit and buy some more. That usually means the bottom is close. And I'm telling you, psychologically, if you have been holding the whole time and you start to really feel like you're going to give up and sell, it's probably the bottom. And you're probably going to sell, and it's probably going to go up. That's when the linguini and the angel hair just spaghetti fingers. Do I care about us making it to Mars? I guess that depends on what's happening on Earth. Let me see. 24 hours, 7 days a week, taking a toll on many guys. It's brutal. The stock market can crash, but at least you get the weekend off to think about it. This shit never ends. This never ends. Hey, Future Unchanged. It's glad to see that you're here. It's the bottoms. I'm definitely overexposed, but I don't have kids. Yeah, I have kids. And I will not allow them to have fun staying poor. 24/7, 365. I already checked ETH. Bottom has been hit easy. Look at total charts at bottom. We're going for history. Hey, man. Give me a good hit of what you're having, bro. CZ interview is coming out tomorrow. What about Elon and Ghislaine Maxwell posing for pictures? It's 3:05 and I have a thing with Tim Draper in a little while, but I'm going to tell you guys something about Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. And that's that pretty much every single celebrity ever has a picture with one of the two of them. And that's not incriminating evidence against any of those people. There might be pictures of me right behind them DJing. I saw Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine at clubs in New York City literally all the time with every celebrity. They were party people in the mix, taking pictures with everyone. Doesn't mean that it's incriminating. Those people were everywhere. Do you research altcoins, the hidden? Can you give advice to get started? I do do some gem hunting, but these days I can't really share them because it moves the market. So I kind of keep my mouth shut, unfortunately. Guys, no, did I ever talk to Jeffrey Epstein? Not that I can really recall. He was just always around. You DJ'd? Yes, I was a DJ for 20 years. Guys, I got to go. I have to go because it's time. It's time, and there's the thing, and I've got to go to the place, and it's not you. It's not you. It's me. I'm not breaking up. We're not breaking up. I'm just leaving. Guys, seriously though, I don't want to get all Tony Robbins or Jesus on you or whatever, but it's seriously going to be fine. If you're stressed, definitely avoid leverage. And if you're just holding spot, it's a number on paper. It goes up, it goes down, it comes back. It's going to be fine. If you don't need the money today, it doesn't matter if the number on the paper is lower tomorrow or higher. If you're not selling, you're not selling. So y'all, have a good one. Peace.
That's dope.